Hey, how's it going? I am a little goblin that likes to do makeup. A few days ago, I heard about Gothmas, and I would like to add Yule-ternative. The holidays can be hard for some people. We need all the fun we can get. So I've planned to look with little holly bats and berry skulls. So let's get into it. But first, I would like to introduce Bertram, the baby holder mic. He'll be joining us from now on and judging me whenever I make mistakes, as they do. So, alright, let's get into it. Alright, so, got my little wig cap here. I'm gonna take some little hair tie boys and kind of just split my hair up a little bit. I don't have too much of it, but my hair is kind of thick. So, if you have thick hair, split it up. And there's many ways to put on wigs and wig caps. I'm still learning, so I'm just doing what I can with what I was taught. It works out pretty well for me most times. If I can, get my, I don't know, if I can just cooperate with myself, I guess it works out just fine. We're gonna take these little guys. I'm gonna spread the hair out a little bit, not too tight, as I just tighten them up, And just lump them all in there. Oh, that's all right. And just try and make sure all of your hair is tucked in there. I'm not going to be wearing this wig for very long, so I'm just going to use my little got to be glued here instead of like a wig glue or anything like that. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to adjust my little mirror here so I can see a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so I was taught to pull this all the way down here, and then you're going to take a little bit of glue and put it just past your hairline, and then we're going to cut it and fold it back. You're going to look a little bit funny, but I'm not judging you if you don't judge me, and if you do judge me, well, oh well. Alright, we're going to start just putting a little bit of this in here. You can always add to it and try not to make too big of a mess. You can always clean it up, but if I'm going to put in more gel, I try to put it into my hair a little bit more so it's not on my face. And this stuff is pretty good. I've been using it the entire time that I've been doing wigs, which isn't very long, but it always does me pretty good. It sticks, dries pretty clean. Doesn't stink or anything. It's pretty cheap. Just gonna press the wig down there. Make sure it stays. Mixes with the glue. Alright. There we go. And I'm still working on, not being so silent and actually talking about things during these videos. It's just a little bit hard for me. I'm not used to chit-chatting with people while I do my makeup. It's kind of new. So we're learning, we're getting there. I've got quite a few projects that I'm working on, not just makeup related. I like to do other things. I make most of my own props. I like to sew. I'm into reading lots of trashy 80s sci-fi novels, things of that nature, so I'm sure I'll incorporate them. Oh, there it goes right up my nose. Pull that guy back down a little bit here. It's starting to stick up there, which is good. You need to be able to see, though. Some of these wig caps are very small, too, or I'm just not putting my hair in right, and I've just got a big bulge, like a cone head somewhere. But that's okay. We'll just keep doing it and making it work as we go. Get back over my nose. Ooh, there it goes. Alright. And I try to go just a little bit back here behind my ears so that when I pull it up, it keeps this little piece of my hair and little sideburn guys stuffed up in there in the wig cap. All right, and everything is tucked in the back, and I'm probably just going to go around back here and put a little bit of glue down just so it stays when I'm moving around and doing everything else with my head and hair. You can do whatever you're comfortable with, use whatever glue you like, as long as it works for you. I've even seen that there are little like strips you can put of like almost taper glue there. That seems nice for anybody that might have trouble with the gluing process, myself included. All right, no one will really see back there unless like they're really looking, so you can just kind of. All right, I'm going to go wash my I'm going to go wash my hands now, and I will be right back with everything dried. I'm going to take my hair dryer that I have down there and just blow it across this to kind of speed along the process, but it's kind of loud, so I'll spare you that. We'll be right back. All right, everything is all dried here, so I'm going to take my very large scissors here and find a good spot to just cut and start going along this edge as clean as I can. And it's all right if it's a little bit messy because I've still got to put my wig on. Just try and go along, and it might even tear with you a little bit. There, we're gonna put him just down there for now. There we go. I'll do a little bit more over here. There. Try and get it basically from in front of your ear to in front of your other ear. Make sure it's all stuck, and then you can go push a little. Oh, that's all right. Let's peel that a little bit. And I would struggle with getting my ears out. I don't know if my ears are too big or I'm not doing something right, but that's all right. Just pull them out, pluck. And that's all right, then a little bit sticks out. And then pull it up, over. Leave it just like that, right behind the hairline. It'll help to keep it secure. And then I'm gonna just take a little bit more of this glue, go around, make sure these edges are all down and push back a little bit more in here, so. And that bit, I think I'm gonna pull just a little bit of this off. And then the rest of it, I'm going to try and just get to stay down. So when I put my wig on, I've still got a little bit to work with here because I always manage to mess it up just a little bit every time, but that's okay. A little bit more to do. And just go around and just push the edges down. Little stringy guys, okay, you can just hang out there. There we go. And I hope the weather isn't too bad for anybody's holiday. Hope they've got some good plans, just for themselves, if anything. Personally, our friend group has been a little split up this year. Our main component has been down in Bismarck, starting his own business, but he'll be up this year, so I'm gonna make like a big old Thanksgiving-style dinner for everybody, and we're gonna play some D&D like the good old times. So, even though this time of year can be hard for some people, it's important to find a way to make your own little joy everywhere that you can. Even if it's just for yourself. Just remember, you know, you deserve the good memories. You deserve the joy and the love. So, all right, my grandma spiel's over here. I'll wash my hands a little bit. All right. Now we try. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna grab my hair dryer here really fast again, and we'll do one more of those little lame cutscenes, and we're back. All right, and we're back. Everything is properly glued down well. my proper. And I've got my black wig here, so keep smacking stuff around over here. So I'm going to, I always try and open my hand up really wide in there to kind of stretch it out a little bit, and I go from the back, folding up a little bit of the lace front, the lace front, and try to lay it, if I can get it to hold, there we go. Just like that, a little bit behind where the other lace is. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not. And that way I still have a little bit of room to put it down right over it. And unfortunately, even after a little bit of washing, the last look, it's still a little dark, but I'll just go in with my foundation and stuff and just try and lighten it up a little bit once we get it all glued down. So I'm going to grab my little headband here, pull my hair back a little bit here so that I may work with my Tommy Wiseau looking ass self over here. Oh, hi, Ma. Oh, God. I'm gonna ruin myself over here. All right. I think I'm funny. That's all that really matters. I'm my own target audience. Alright. So, pull it. Just back enough so all of those little hairs stay out of the way, and hopefully this time I can be a little bit more careful with my gluing process here. There we go. And I'm going to cut a little bit more of this off. I didn't really do it last time, but that's all right. I've got a little applicator this time. So we're going to go in and just try and glue this down. And I'm going to start here in the middle with a little bit, and then a little bit here and here just to make sure that it stays secure. And when I'm all done, I'll go back in with my hair dryer and just try and dry it out so it speeds it up. All right, first, I'm going to need a hair clip. 1 second. All right. We're going to go right from here. And some of these hairs inevitably, they were underneath, find their way around and in there, and that's all right. I just try to pull them out before the glue dries, because then it just makes it a little bit harder and it gets all crusty on it. I'm going to attempt to tuck those hairs. There we go. Oh, see, just like that. Those little guys just found their way in there. That's all right. The focus face. All right. Just a little bit more there. Come over here. Move. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that guy, but he just went directly into my eye, as they do. As they do. All right. And now I'm going to go in with the rest and just go over the rest of these lines here. Make sure it's, you know, secure. If you go a little bit past with the glue, that's totally fine. You can just go in with like a little bit of witch hazel or alcohol or makeup remover or whatever and just press back. But I'll spare you this process, and we'll be right back. It's about everywhere that I want to get here. So we will take our very large scissors. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. And just bring it back so it's a little bit more even. All right. I'm going to bring out my handy dandy blow dryer, and I'll be right back. All right. We're back. We've got everybody. We've got everything all glued down nice and secure. All my little baby hairs are tucked back. Everything is dry. We're ready to start the fun stuff. So I'm gonna go in and start doing my foundation. My face is already primed and ready to go. I got my little guy back here. I got my little e.l.f. primer, everything. And, well, not primer, cleanser stuff. Yeah, that thing that goes on the face and does all the stuff. So, sorry for that. You just had to bear witness to that. We'll go ahead and we'll cut that out. I've got my Clinique 2-in-1 here. I've got the shade Custard. I used to use Breeze, but it's just a little bit too yellow on me. So you can use whatever foundation, concealer, you know, whatever you like. This one just works best for me. Whatever my skin decides it likes, it gets. So we're gonna go in here and banish that little hair back there and just start filling in the spots. And I try to put it in the main spots where I want to conceal and build up, because I try to just work out so that I don't just get product buildup everywhere on my face. And I go a little bit here and just a little bit down here, so that way my neck just blends in with the rest of my face. I don't like it when I look like everything just stops here. And I try not to use too much. I can always come back and put some more on, but sometimes it just kind of builds up and then I'm like, oh, it's too much everywhere. But our little spongy guy out of his water bath. My towel. Always bring a towel. Alright, we'll go in and just start patting around here, trying not to push it. Sorry, Mr. Beholder, I'm just knocking you around down there. Not used to having a little buddy on my shirt. There we go. And when it comes to up here, I am just gonna lightly tap. I'm gonna go in here after I do this with a brush and more fine tune up there, so it's not just like gray and black against this greenish red, silver look I've got. You'll see. You'll see, it's a surprise. And try to make sure while you're patting around that you don't get like any streaks or lines, and leave them there because they will show up after you try and set everything once you're done. All right. And earlier I had said that our friend was coming up from Bismarck, which means that I am in North Dakota, and it is in the negatives out here, so it's definitely hibernation season. Trying to stay inside as best I can. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm not made for this weather. We get a lot of snow, but not so much all the cold. Which, in my trip home last week, was when they had the 70 inches of snow. Lucky me. I brought it with me. No, I didn't want that. Alright, we've got our nice base down here. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit. And since I'm using like reds and greens and stuff like that, I'm going to use, as soon as I can find the little guy here. Oh, there he is. I'm just going to use my regular little contour device here. We've got the Tarte, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, and I'm so sorry. The Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I've got Tan Sands. I just like a little bit of color here. I don't just like looking completely, you know, washed out or anything like that. I like a little bit of blend to go here so I don't look so brown. Just take it, tilt a little bit, and I just go right along here. Right along here. And then after I'm done, well, like I said, I'll go back in again with my little brush guy and blend out everywhere. Take the other side of my sponge here and just kind of bat at it, bring it back, and kind of blend it out so it doesn't look like a straight line is going on my face there. There we go. And you can contour however you like. There's lots of people that do their noses and all this crazy stuff. I haven't gotten that far yet. When I do it for looks, it's usually in different colors and all kinds of stuff like that. It's not just like for going out or shaping my face. Well, if I could shape my face, probably pick a triangle. Anyway, moving on. Alright. Gonna set that guy down here, and I'm going to grab one of my clean brushes here. Give me just one moment. Alright. Got my little bag of brushes here. I tried to put them out of the way, not thinking I would need one, but I do. So, I'm gonna grab this nice little flat guy. Have some of this. We're just gonna push that harsh gray right out of there. And pat it into the hairline so I don't pull up the wig or anything like that. There we go. You can see it start to disappear a little bit there, which is exactly what I want. Take that darker side of my sponge here and go back in and just kind of blend that contour into it without taking up too much of it. Put just a little over our ear for good measure. And it's not too serious. If you make mistakes or whatever, it'll cover up or wash off, one or the other. Just fun to play around with your base every now and again, especially during the cold weather season. Can't go outside a whole bunch up here when it's in the negatives, or at least I don't like to. I'm sure that there are people who've lived here forever that are like, yeah, you big baby. I am baby. All right. Sometimes I really wish that I could go as fast as like people speed themselves up to sometimes, because like, ooh, I get a million things done in no time. But I guess slowing down helps you stay in love with the process. Work things through in your head. Or like me, you just sing little songs and do random stuff. I had Christmas songs stuck in my head forever. Worked at Walmart for 2 months, and or 2 months, oh I wish, 2 years, and it kind of sticks with you after that point. Second November hits, I'm just like, is it Jingle Bell time yet? Alright, go back in with our little dark side of the sponge here. I'm just gonna blend it out. And see, looks a lot better now. It's not as dark. It doesn't look like I just plastered something onto my head, which I did do. And I have got a little bit of setting spray here. I'm gonna spray it on here, give it a few minutes, and then we'll come back here and we'll powder it up. I apologize that you will miss the setting and the dusting. I received a package and had to go get it, and when I came back, I just started doing my thing and was like, wait a minute, I'm doing a video. So I do use e.l.f. HD setting powder. Just go on, pat it. You can do it at any point in your makeup routine. I do it ahead of time because I don't like the sticky on my face. I'm always like moving it around and accidentally setting my hand on it, so it's better if I just do it now. So we have done that. We're gonna start with our eyebrows here, and I've got Makeupamurder's Riddle Me Dead. It is a green, very dark green shade. That might help it a little bit there. And we're gonna go in and just try and make them like a little pencil thin way up there, because I've got a big design I'm trying to fit on my face here. So let's go in with a little pointy brush. Figure out your nose kind of has like a square, like a thing like this. So kind of figure out where yours is. If you don't, you know, just leave your eyebrows on if you shave them off like I do. I try and figure out the start here. And see, I'm already setting my hand on my face. We'll just go ahead. little guy, but we can work with that. All right, I'm gonna come in, and I want it to just about taper off, just like that. So it's just a very thin line, not how I'm used to. I started trying to like do little hairs out here. There we go. And you don't want to connect them in the center. I mean, you can, and some people can do it and it looks really well. I don't like to. I feel like you can always kind of tell, like, oh, you did one big one. Should have just left it. Would have been pretty. And then we'll come in, figure out kinda. There we go. Right. And it is important to remember, they don't always have to be twins. They can be sister eyebrows. Something I have to remind myself of constantly. And I still obsess over it anyway. It looks like my one hair is just a little bit higher, and I can notice it, so I'm just gonna come in. Whoop. Raise them up just a little bit. And taper out just a little bit more there. There we go. Neither of those look really bad. Just come back in with a little second coat here, just so that they are the same darkness I want all over. It's another reason I end up shaving my brows off, is I like playing around with different colors, different shapes, sizes, no eyebrows, and sometimes it's easier just to have the little nubs. I haven't fully committed to shaving them off yet. I just can't bring myself to do it. Try and even out those little footies there without messing up my shape too much. There we go. All right. Put this guy back in there. And I believe I'm going to do, little nose guy, I'm going to do just a little bit of blush over here. I want it to be like a very light red. I didn't do it underneath the powder or anything because I wasn't entirely sure I was going to do it yet, but I'm gonna do just a little bit way up here where like the highlight goes and see how I like it. And the ones that I've got on hand is from my Sugarpill Fun Size 2. It is Player 2. It's just like this little light pastel red. I think it'll kind of be muted enough to work nicely in there. I'm gonna grab this kind of bigger powdery guy and I just pat at it a little. And just go in, right up in here. And you can see it's just a little bit of color. There we go. And if you don't like to put your blush up this high and you're trying to follow this look or whatever, you can go back down into here and just put it where it normally is, or even go the full way across, do a little something here, make yourself look like that the cute little thing where they do the red the whole way across, or the, I don't know what other colors I've seen, like purple and everything like that, and blend it out a little bit. Make yourself look like you've been out in the cold, because it is cold. Back over here and give it just a little bit more color. And then blend out just like that. So it just fades into the rest of the hairline and the face. All right. I think I'm gonna do just a tiny bit more here. Just kind of bat it in that circle so when I blend out, it doesn't end up being farther and further every time. Sometimes I make that mistake and then I've got like a whole big circle. All right, we're gonna set him aside for now. I might come back for one of those greens in there. And what I'm going to do is, it looks like I've got green on my look, so I'll take one of my little pens here. I've got a very pointed liner brush. And then I will go back to the Riddle Me Dead from the Makeupamurder. And I'm just gonna start outlining. I'm going to do from up here, way up here to connect to this wing that goes out. Same with over here, we're gonna try and connect. This is my eye with a little bit more of a hood, and I always forget that, so I have to come out just a little bit further on this one for it to match this guy. Call everything a guy, dude, I don't know, it just is. And because my eyebrows are up a little bit higher, I do have more space. So I'm gonna start. A little bit higher up than where my eye normally creases. Sorry, sometimes during these like focused parts, it's hard for me to be like blah, 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 while doing it because I'll just write all over my face or something. And we'll come right from where the eyelids kind of meet. You'll see that the one kind of goes over the other. I kind of go right under that to start my wing. That way when I close my eyes, it kind of like looks like it's coming right off of my eyelid. We're gonna give that wing enough to where it will meet up. There we go. And I'm gonna do some stuff down here, but I'm gonna wait until after I get this one drawn on. Oh, excuse me. And it's all right if your lines aren't completely crisp. We haven't done anything yet, so we can always go back in with some concealer or whatever and fix the lines, or you can erase it if you're more comfortable with that, whatever works for you. It's not that serious. And I probably will not clean up the lines until after I'm done with my little bats up top there. So we're going to... try and make sure they're about the same. If you're off by a little bit, and most people aren't going to notice or anything like that, I always notice, even if it's off by a little bit, but I'm the one that did it, and I'm like, oh. But it's all right. The same thing with this guy, right underneath your eyelid. Come up enough. In the same shape as the other eye there. Just gonna give him a little, Mr. Hair, go away, please. Go in. Darken it just a wee bit here. All right, and it looks like we are good on both sides for the top of the outline here. And I'm gonna take these, and I'm gonna go back down right around here. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space right from like here to here. And I'm gonna come out, start making some holly leaves. There you go. So I'll make a line straight down the middle, and then I kind of like a U shape to 2 points, and then I bring it back to the starting point back here. So we'll do like a U shape right down into the point there. So holly leaves are pointy, so they'll be great for throwing into this eyeliner look. That's alternative. You got straight little graphic liner looks and everything. Or the big wavy ones with flowers. Oh, I love looking at people's looks. All right, and then we're gonna do one more little guy. Right there. And then a little U. Look. Another one. Out. Connect it right to the other one right over there. There we go. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the Riddle Me Dead product here. Come back in. I'm gonna do the other eye here. And I think I'm gonna do the same shape with the big one on this side, or at least try to, and then the little one, I might have it go in a different direction or a little closer just to offset it a little bit. I'm never gonna be perfectly symmetrical, so I always try not to like think too hard about it so I don't drive myself crazy. Leave our space there. Come down, take our little U, come back to the point. There we go. Another little U over here. There we go. It's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I think what I'll end up doing is trying to extend it a little bit. Oh, that'll be bad. Watch me like smack myself in the face with that a little bit later. I just brushed it right across all that. All right. I am going to be filling them in. I just have like a little bit of a lighter green. I'm going to play around with like shading them and everything like that. So I'm going to do that once I get everything blocked in here. I'm going to come in now, and that one goes that way. So I think we're going to have this one a little bit longer. And we'll come from the top on this one. There we go. Another little U and a point. There we go. And I'll show you the little thing I've been looking at afterwards. I like to draw up my looks. It helps me visualize it a little bit better. I have face charts, but I very rarely remember that I have them when I'm making the thing. So, all right. I'm just going to, now when I initially did this, I had planned to try and put like 4 little ones up there, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do like at least 2 on each, and then one little guy down here just floating around here. Our little Holly Garden face. So I'm just gonna make a mark there, there. All right. I'll close this up, and then I will grab. Our holly berries are bright red, so I think I'm going to use the other Makeupamurder lipstick I have. It is Deadly Sins. It's kind of like this orangey red. I think it'll be a good base to blend with the rest of them. I don't know if you can really see that or not. And then I have a dirty brush. I love it when I do that. Give me 1 second when I clean this very blue brush. I'll be right back. Okay, now we're back with our Deadly Sins. Clean brush this time. And we're gonna take it. And I said there was gonna be skull berries. So we're gonna come in right around here. You got a big circle there in the corner, and then a little almost triangle shape down there for the rest of the skull. And we'll fill this one in. And the other one, it's gonna go right there. Try and move in a little bit closer here so you get a good look. You see little skull shapes. I'm not gonna fill the second one in because if I do, I'm going to forget where I mapped them out and then I won't have two. It'll just be a blob. So you're gonna come, let me move you in a little bit here. Go to the other side and start making our circle. Get a little bit more on there, make our little triangle shape here for our little mouth. Ooh! Such chaos. As it is. And then we're going to push him just a little bit higher up into the green a little bit. Like that. There we go. And now the bats aren't going to be super detailed up here. I'm just gonna do like kind of a more detailed one here amongst my little cheek. So I'm going to just take these, and it's normally 2 berries, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make this heart shape so you get the bat wings, and then I'm going to connect the big leaves for the wing portions themselves. So we're still alternative, we're still out here doing the thing. We can be festive too. So where we have our 2 little spots that I mapped out there. I don't even know if you can kind of see them there. I do. Exaggerated like pointy heart shape here, and then fill it in a little bit. There we go. It's looking good. We're trusting the process. We're getting there. Do. Same thing there. And I think on this side, I would like the little bat go right about there. There we go. See, just little hearts. Yeah, all right. There we go. Keep saying there we go. I'm annoying myself, but that's all right. Add our last little eye bat up here. Make sure that I got enough room, and when I go to do the wings, it finds out that I've got enough space. I can add another bat or two, maybe throw some up here in my head. A little 5 head up here. take this guy, and this one is over here. So I'm gonna put this one a little further back. Yep. Close that up. And now I just want to double check everything before I grab my green here. We're going to go back in and start filling in those bat wings. Remember what we did? Little U, connect, connect, little U. That's all right. It's not super defined, but we can fix him. We can fix the wing. Go back like that. Little U. There we go, a little bat guy. Batman, dealing Christmas justice. Anyway, this one, I want him to go away from that other wing. So I don't want him to connect and everything look too blobby. So we'll do a smaller U there and connect it back. It's alright if it looks a little funny. We got all the time in the world to fix these details. There we go. Bat number 2 is almost done. And then for this one, because that whole line goes down there, I'm gonna kind of bring it out just a little bit further. There we go. It look like he's flying a little bit. Fix that line. Yeah. And one more. This one's a little bit easier to see. We're gonna go down that way. You wait. Oh, this guy's a little long, but that's all right. A little bit more here. It looks like he's doing this though. I'll have to fix the shape of his one wing here. Yeah, I just have to straighten this line out a little bit. Oh, we got little holly bats. Alright, side number 2. I'm gonna grab a little bit more here and reshape my point. I'll go back in with our trusty U and point. Yeah. a little hard for me being left-handed. I always place the camera in such a way that I'm like, I think I'm doing it face on and my mirror's over here. So I'm like, yeah, sorry guys, I'm just gonna go over here now. I have to work on that for the future. Another U point. There we go. One more bat up here. Ooh, there we go. I was gonna say I didn't want to put it in there. I got a little hair up there. I didn't want to mesh. Do our U point there. And this one we're doing just a little lower. Kind of straight out there since this one goes up. Do this little guy down here. All right. Do our U point. Little bats, little bats. You. It's looking pretty good. So now we can go back in with this green. We're gonna fill in the leaves that I have up here, and I'm gonna leave some empty spots and try to blend it out a little bit, but I've got a lighter green that I'm going to fill in with it as well. Try and make it look like it's lighter, darker shaded, you know. All that fun stuff. And this will be the point where you can go into and fix all those lines and all those points and make sure everything looks nice and crisp. Okay, I'm not even sure if any of this is showing up really well. I apologize. Ooh, I apologize. I am doing my best to make sure you can see the details and everything that I am doing. Leaving a little bit of space there. And most of the bat wings I already made sure that they were filled in, but I'm gonna go back through and give them a little bit of more darker and try to fix these shapes just a wee bit. Make them just more defined so you know that they're holly leaves and not just little blobbies. Yeah, almost done with the dark green. All right, I've just got one little bat up here that just needs. Well, somebody's not happy out there. I just heard an angry kitty, so. Well, I do have 3 of them. There is Foxy, who's always, I don't know, yeah, she's sleeping back there. Clockwork is my oldest. He's my orange cat. He's probably also sleeping out there. And the likely culprit is my 3rd cat, Misfit. She is always cranky. She's my little pucker face baby. Okay, so I've got my lighter green here. It is Apocalyptic Beauties Under the Mistletoe. And it's just like a lighter, kind of more metallic-y green. I want to throw it up over top of there to kind of highlight some areas of the leaves, make it look just a little bit more detailed, like it's got some shading to it, lighter greens, darker greens, blend them together, makes it look a little bit more natural, I think. Him some, just a little bit on those little wings. Doesn't need to be much. A little bit. Just throw them up in random spots. It'll still look like nice shading as long as you stick to the lines that you made. There we go. Made little happy bats. A little bit there. Separate those from the berries. Yeah. Over down here. Yeah. I think I'm gonna throw just a little bit of this in my eyebrows, so that the dark green and the light green are kind of everywhere and it kind of like blends the whole look together, at least in my eyes. We're gonna close that up, and now I am going to take, I've got two palettes here. I have the Sugarpill Gold and the Sugarpill Pink because they both got different greens. Cali over here in the corner for the gold and Radiate over here for the pink. And I'm just going to set the little leaves a little bit with those, and then coming out from here I'm going to do just a little bit of green in the corner. Grab a little brush here, go ahead and we'll start off with some of the Cali from the gold palette. I'm just gonna pat it in there. Oh, I like the way that that tops that. It makes it like the perfect color. And just tap it with my finger and set it in there a little bit. Didn't do as much on that one. Kind of bleed that guy over a little bit. And it's just so I get all the different tints of green. I like the way they all kind of blend together, and it gives it kind of this more natural, or like, I don't even know, I want to say painted, but that's not very natural, but I just like the hues. Different, makes it look more full, more alive, not so flat. Here, just a little bit on this one. It's kind of more shaded because they're overlapping each other. Right here, little bit. There we go. Now, be sure to avoid where you put your berries up there, or don't. It should be dry by now, so it should be all right to mess with. We're gonna just come out a little bit just to like cover that crease. You know, use just a little bit of Radiate. See if I like that one. It's a little lighter than I'd like it to be, but I'm still gonna go in and do the same thing on the other side. Follow the little line you made up top, and I am going to just real quick, give me a moment here, I'm going to find a darker green that I like. What's it? Okay, we're back. I've grabbed my Subculture palette here, and we're going to try the Untamed shade. It's a little bit darker, and I think that's what I want to go with the dark liner. A little bit on my hand there, a little bit. Oh, that's perfect. I don't know if you can hear Foxy, but she is big stretching back there while she's sleeping. We're gonna stay in the lines as best we can here and just kind of blend out a little bit. I don't want to cover the whole thing, but if we go out too far, I'm going to use a liquid shadow and it'll just go right over it. Come over and blend out for a nice edge. Way up there. Yeah, fill it in. Feel. There we go. I like that. That's nice. It's almost like this Untamed shade matches the Riddle Me Dead just about perfectly. See how we're doing here on evenness? Yeah, it looks about right. We're gonna just darken and push out just a little bit over that curve on this eye. Come down. Oh, I like that. And do that on that one too. There we go. Now, I might take a little bit of this with a smaller brush and give it some darker spots on my holly leaves where they overlap. Oh, I just powder poofed on my face. That's all right. I'll clean it up here in a minute. Just go in and get some darker spots. Oh, that's all right. This guy is super powdery. There we go. Just a little bit. Come back in with a big old clean brush and just wipe it away real fast. Don't press too hard, and it should leave minimal mark. Nothing that you can't just cover up real fast or maybe brush away with your finger. But the more you smear at it, the more problems you're gonna have with it in the end. And all right, we're gonna remove this. And now, we're looking pretty good. So I'm gonna go back in with I have a lighter red, and I have my darker red, and I'm going to start making my little skull berries, and then I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of white so you can see like the eye sockets and where the little nose or teeth slits will be. And I'm gonna use the same one that I used earlier. So we're gonna go in to our little berries and just two little dark for eyes. I don't even know if they show up on there, but that's all right. Paint it in just a little bit, give them a little darker shadow there. Go in for this one, give them the eye slits for the little berry skull. And he's a little bit bigger, so I can give him a couple little mouth ones. I'll have to mess with the lighting and editing here. I'm still working everything out, so thank you for bearing with me. It is a process, a fun one, but a process nonetheless. And then for our little bats, I want to give them just little eyes, so I'm just going to go in and whoop, whoop, like that. And this shade is dark enough that I can see it without much fuss. And then I'm just gonna wipe it off on my little towel down here, go back in, fill in the other berry, and do just the same thing. On the chair squeeze. Right. And grab our Deadly Sins. We're gonna go back over the rest of that other skull berry and maybe make them a little bit bigger. Same with this guy over here. Hey, little skull shapes. This guy's a little bit more pointy, so we'll just try and square him off there. Grab our shade. This is Beauty Bakerie. It is Cranberry Stiletto. I love this stuff, but be very careful as it ain't coming off. Once it is on there, it is on there. Two little eye spots for these little And this one is also big enough to get a couple of those. All right. Oh, I did the rest of the eyes on the back. That's all right. Now, I think I'm going to use this shade. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to finish the liner up top here. So we're going to come out from the little point on our waterline. And just make a straight line. And we'll connect it top and bottom there, so it's kind of like a point. Put a little bit more on there, and then I'm up just over the eyelid. You want just a little bit. I'm gonna put green underneath it to finish out the green there, but I would like them to connect a little bit there. All right, we'll do the same thing to the other side. Out. There we go. You just got to go a little bit more up over the lid. Take your time, no rush or anything. Set it down, you know, maneuver around, take it back however you want. You don't even have to do the red if you don't want to. There we go. And then we'll let that dry for a second on there. And my nose. We are going to, oh, sorry. I like to sit cross-legged, but backwards on my cross-legged chair because, you know, why would I like to do anything normal? And I'm going to make some red, like it's from my blush over here, blend out from those little holly berries, and they'll stand, well, holly leaves, and they'll stand out a little bit more. So, got a little small brush. We're going to go back for our Player 2 from the Sugarpill palette. And just kind of blot in around down here. And give it some of that red. Don't have to go the full way across. And blend out a little bit from them. We'll just connect up top here. Then we'll come over to this guy. Around the berries on this one. And come up there. And I might do just a little splotch down here. There we go. It's light enough that it shows the color and everything still and gives it that little bit of depth there. And I'm thinking towards the end here, I might go back in with some black after I do like the highlights with the white and just kind of define some more lines and stuff, but we'll see when we get there. I think our red should be nice and dry, so we'll take our green here. And come up from underneath it on the bottom here. Connect it there, and then kind of blend out of the red here up in there so you kind of see that. And then I'm going to go above my little skull berries here and thicken out my wing now that we're about done here. Darken this green line a little bit more. Thicken it up towards the back here. There we go. Do the same thing over here. Come up from under. Oop, went a little bit too far. That's all right. I wish I would quit smacking the end of this. Now connect that to the little holly leaves over there. Do the same thing. Thicken out our little wing over here. Little finger pats, there we go. All right. And now, like I said, I did have a little plan for over here. I would like to do some silver. So I have the Makeupamurder liquid eyeshadow, Switchblade. You can see it, it's very silvery. So we're gonna take that in this big open space. We're just gonna fill that in with silver. If you happen to get into your red eyeliner at all, it's totally fine. We'll just come back through with it and fill it back in. But now you can also use this as a chance to fix that line you got. So we'll come in from this way, right up along that top there. And I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of blend it out there. Blend it out. And I'm gonna come down all along this way. Oh, pats to blend that guy out too. There we go. Get it back into the green a little bit, and then just little pats. And I might use the silver instead of the white for the little highlights, and that'll be a nice little blend together there. And we'll come in over here. Same thing. Finger to blend the edge there, and come down and out, blend that out too. Same thing over here. Yeah, Yule-ternative is turning out pretty good. Just a little bit more over top there. All right, I'm gonna try keep my eyes like this until it dries so I don't get any creases. You know, as they do. All right, what are you looking at? Huh? No, really, I can't tell. What are you looking at? Such a loser, I'm so sorry. All right, well that is drying though, or to help it along, I'm gonna grab my little It Looks Good Kill palette, and I've got a little green highlighter on here called Bloody Mary, and I'm gonna put that right where the green and the silver kind of meet, not the whole way down, just so you get that little green shimmer. Blending it into the rest of the silver. And it may seem like a lot of steps, but every little step has its purpose, and I assure you if I miss one, it's not gonna look the same. Or as good. Hopefully it turns out good. Yeah, it even shows up there. A little bit. There we go. Now we can go back in with our little brush here and re-blend out from the dark. Making a nice, almost seamless blend there. Those are what we like. That's perfect. Okay. Looking good, looking good. What I need to do now is to grab my little highlight brush here. Oh, squeaky, squeak. And we're gonna take some of that Bloody Mary and a little bit of, what is it, Blue Blood. And we're going to put our highlight up here, right underneath our eyebrow, and just blend it out a little bit. It's okay, we can go back over the bat wings if need be. It's all right. It's a process. A little highlight up under there. And we'll take a little bit of the blue blood and just do a little bit on the nose and a little right up that middle line there. And just blend it with your fingy. Take a little bit more of that Bloody Mary. Give ourselves a little bit of a green shadow above each eyebrow and then just blend it out like that. And then I go back over with a whiter, a little bit more clear shade just to blend it out so it looks a little bit more natural and it's not just like a big green splotch. I used to do big green splotches, but we've learned not to splotch. Okay. So now it's time for all the cleanups and all the details and everything like that. I would spare you from it, but I don't want to. So here you are, you get to suffer with me. When we go back in here and fix our little eyeliner line down here. Lines up here. And maybe fix our little eyebrow. There. Reshade Mr. Batwing. That one looks fine now. We'll move over here. Not as much to fix on this side, so that's a plus. Yeah. You can tell what everything is. It's very defined. The only thing is I'm thinking that I'm only going to use a little bit of this blue blood for an actual highlight down here. And we're just going to try and stick some in between everything that we got going on. Yeah. A little bit more space on this side, that's all right. Some around the little holly berries. We'll come back with a little bit. Yeah. Okay, and I said I was going to use the silver for the little details, so we'll come back in with our Switchblade shade here. And I've got a little brush with a little ball at the end of it. I'm going to use that to just redo the little skull, eyes, and little mouth slits so that they'll have the dark behind them, and then the same with the little bat eyes. And the little eyes can even be a play, so it looks like two little berries with two little shine spots. Yeah, it's a little hard to see the silver. Like I said, we're working on it. I like the idea of holly bats. I feel like they would be a super cute menace. There we go, one more bat. All right. And I didn't mess the red up too much, but I am gonna fix it. And as usual, I'm gonna put a little bit of actual eyeliner there, just so that way when I put my lashes on, they have something to blend into that is also black, instead of them just plopping on top. I should really invest in like lashes of every color, just in case I need them. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit higher there. There we go. Next eyeball. He doesn't need much fixing, but I'll give him a nice little. All right. We have done our little bits of details everywhere. Regular eyeliner. I was like, what am I missing here? And we're just gonna do a really thin line right along your lashes. Almost invisible. Just enough to darken it and so that you can blend in there. Alrighty, we are cooking. And now, I think I am gonna put those details on those big leaves at least. Okay, now I've got a little bit of my Sephora waterproof liner here. We're gonna go in and just fill in our waterline. Remember, don't look at it, don't think about it, it's not touching your eyeball, whatever you gotta tell yourself. Okay, and I always put my lashes on last. I don't even know where my mascara went. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I've got my trusty number 5s here for when we're all done. But as far as mascara goes, I got a little trial size of this Idole from Lancôme. So we're gonna try this guy out. A nice light coating, come up, get a little bit on the top and jiggle it out. I always blink a lot too when I do mine. I don't know if it helps, but I do it. There we go. Sorry I find myself like leaning more and more as the video goes on. I apologize. My little mirror has fallen down. There we go. Ignore that sound. Nothing. There's nothing. Back in. And a little down here. I just try and like find them and pluck at them with the little mascara one. Just little pluck, 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 pluck. The ones are so short I feel like I have to be in there. And this one seems to have more of a curve on my eyelid. So I'm gonna do my best not to close my eye or open it too much or else I'll get it up there. A little bit of a bigger hood on this one, but that's all right. Keep going, just get a nice light coating on there just so we've got some mascara. There we go. It's looking good, but I feel like it needs something. I think I'm going to take my little Switchblade shade here from Makeupamurder, and I'm going to put like little snowflakes all over. I like that. Where did my little ball brush go? Ah, all right. I'm going to take it and just get some on there. And make little snowflake freckles. Yeah, they're coming up a little bit. There's little sparkle spots, and that's all right. Just a couple. There doesn't have to be like any rhyme or reason. Just set little silver spots on your face. Do a couple more up here on the nose. Yeah. Okay, now we can carry on. We're gonna do our lips here. We're going to grab our Riddle Me Dead shade here. And I think I'm gonna outline them in black first. We're gonna outline our lips with our Sephora little waterproof guy here. And I always tuck my lip in, try and find the line, and I go just a little bit out from it. and I just follow it the whole way in. I try to like bring my edges to a stop so it doesn't just go out forever into like this weird Joker like ooh, Black Dahlia smile. And up at the top, do the same thing. Come down right about there. And then push out just a wee bit. So you get that nice curve. Make our little X there, come up. Oh, careful. And this side of my lip tends to be a little bit straighter, so I try to pump the curve up a little bit with the liner so that way when I do my lipstick all together it just blends out nicely and you can't really tell that my lips don't really kind of even out up there. All right, we'll go back in, grab our Riddle Me Dead. And I try to just do that a little bit so I can be sure I've got my edging correct. And I'm going to go back in just a little bit here. Darken it up, get those corners. And there we go. Oh, I always miss a little bit. And then we can take this guy and just kind of shade out, pressing lighter and lighter as you get further away so it blends out and you get like this nice little ombre. There we go. I like it so far. So, the last thing I'm gonna do here before I go ahead and start doing my hair and everything is I'm gonna put my lashes on and then I will come back, show you the hair and everything like that. And I'm thinking maybe on one of these videos when I get a little more confident with my hair, I will sit down and do like a, hey, we'll do my hair together and I'll show you my outfit beforehand and everything. And it could be a fun little addition. Let me know what you think down below. But, well, I would say that we'll be right back, and I almost did. You almost got me. But I'm gonna grab my lashes here. Keep sniffling. My nose is always on the run, this one. Got my little, and I use, it's a duo brush on adhesive, but it's like the sensitive skin one, because the other one just bugs my eyes a lot. So, what I do is take a little bit on there and I kind of like squish it a little bit. Now we're gonna take just a little bit there, do it all on the edge, and I do a little underneath and a little on top too, just in case my eye fold catches it somewhere. You gotta wait a little bit. Do the thing, do the thing. Been a little kind of a long video, but thank you for bearing with me. I kind of like the little holly baths and everything for our Yule-ternative. It's not an opposition to Gothmas, it's just an addition. So we can have both. All the holidays. Alright. Give it a little, another little squish. Drop it. Close your eye a little bit. Try to find a nice spot for it to set in. I grab my lashes and the little falsie and just kind of press them together. Make sure everything is stuck there. Give it a big fold up and press. Sorry for sniffling. And it's nice and stuck. There we go. I'll go ahead and grab the other one here. A little bit of cat hair on them. It just appears in places, I swear, when you have animals. Okay, grab. Sorry for the little cut there. I had to deal with a little nose issue, as you do. Give it a little squish. Let it dry, do all the things. We're gonna come in, just like last time. Close your eye a little bit there. Find the nice spot where it sits. And gently kind of pinch your lashes and the little falsie ones together there. And a nice little poof. And there you go. I give them like a minute or two. That way the glue has a second to like adhere. Everything is sticky. Then you can go back in with your mascara and just fluff them all up. But I'd say that this came out pretty good. Except for that little lip issue we're having there. I'll fix that guy. But we've got our holly bats and our skullberries. You can kind of see them. But I'm going to go in, do my hair here in a minute, and kind of figure out what I want to do with it. Maybe I'll come back once I do decide, and then I'll change, and I'll show you the finished final ensemble. Okay, bye. This is it. The final look for Yule-ternative, the holiday where you leave your platform boots out in hopes that Trent Reznor will leave you new gloves and spiked collars in the morning. So I've got these red velvet gloves, a little bit of accessories here, a nice collar, this deep green little bodysuit, got a black skirt, fishnets, and boots. We're all set for Yule-ternative. But be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this look and you want to see more. You know, like, comment, do all the things, and the most important things this holiday season: stay hydrated, stay well, remember you matter. Okay, bye.